What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the 2003 film, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I'm telling you what, this movie rocks. This movie's thebomb.com. It's a certified hood classic. I love this era of remakes, and it was the same director as the Friday the 13th remake, and that's on my remake Mount Rushmore. I love the Friday the 13th remake, and yeah, this movie, it's the bomb.com. It's the cat's pajamas, it's the bee's knees, all that. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. This is I don't know, it's probably my favorite in the entire franchise, but I don't know. I don't really do rankings, but it's up there. It's got to be one of my favorites. This is just like a super solid entry, and yeah, I've seen it quite a few times, and this one still holds up. It doesn't get old to me. So there you go. So basic plot summary: you got this group of kids, or like teens or early 20s, but I just call everyone kids. You got this group of young people, and they're headed to a concert. They stop, they pick up a hitchhiker. The hitchhiker unalives herself, and they, try to find help, and they don't get help. They get a nice visit from Leatherface and his family, and yeah, they're just pursued by Leatherface and his psycho family for the rest of the movie. They're just trying to stay alive. They're just trying to get by out here. Like not the Leatherface and his family, the young people. They're just out here trying to stay alive. That's basically it. Very simple. So yeah. So this movie, like I said, I'm like very much. I'm very partial to these 2000s remakes. These came out when I was growing up. Like this one came out, I was probably like 5 when this came out, so I didn't see it until later. But like the Friday the 13th remake, I saw that when it came out. Like Halloween was coming out when I was younger. Like it was so cool to have all these big horror franchises come out when I was younger, and I would always hear about this movie, and I have this like distinct memory of the movie, and it wasn't even watching it. I didn't watch it until I got older, but there was this arcade in the town that I grew up in. Yeah, I grew up in this like suburban town. I'm a suburbs kid. I'm a suburban dude. I'm not a project baby. So yeah, I grew up in this suburban town, and there was this little like shopping area, like town center, that it was called the Village, and you had like a Blockbuster there, but that closed down eventually. You had like a CVS, a grocery store, and then you had this little arcade, which that closed down too. But there was this arcade. It was called Expert Electronics, and it wasn't like a typical arcade. So instead of there being like a bunch of crazy arcade games, there was just like TVs all across the wall and like nice gaming chairs, and you would just pay. You pay like by the half hour or hour to play Xbox 360, and I think they had a couple PS3s as well. Like it was that's I think, yeah, when I was in middle school, like Xbox 360 was still a thing. Like I think when I was in high school, like whatever the next Xbox was, and PS4 came out, or maybe it was already out at the time. But yeah, they had like a bunch of Xbox 360s. They had candy, snacks, pop. Like when I was in middle school, that was the happening spot. Everyone would go there. You go play like Call of Duty Zombies, you go play Halo 3, hang with your homies. It was all good. But they also had this like mini movie theater, and if you got a group of kids, you could like rent a movie. It was like a little bit more expensive, and watch a movie in this like little mini movie theater with like crazy surround sound and all of that stuff. So I didn't really do that too much. I would just mainly go there and like game with my buddies because it was cheaper. I think it was like $3 for a half hour or something like that. So we would just go there and game and like hang out and have fun. But I remember this like group of kids was gonna see like this movie in that little home theater, and I was out like gaming while they were playing it, and I could just hear all the audio of the movie. I was hearing like all the chainsaws, and I was hearing like I think there was like girls in there screaming, but like I just always remember like because it was like that crazy surround sound. I was just gaming and I could just hear that movie, hear the chainsaws, hear like all like the crazy sounds, and I thought it like I'm like this movie seems so scary. I gotta watch it one day, and I didn't end up watching it until I was like 20. It was like a weird story how I first watched it. So yeah, I'm like so late to stuff, man. So yeah, I didn't watch it till I was like 20, but like when I was 20, that's like I always liked horror and I watched horror movies, but like when I was like 20, I became like obsessed with horror movies. It was like the new Halloween was coming out, like Halloween 2018 was coming out, and I watched like every movie from every franchise. I just got like obsessed with horror, and I was just walking through my neighborhood. I would just, get my steps in, get my fitness on, go for little walks and stuff. And I walked by this one house and they had all this trash out, on the corner. And, I'm like a grimy, crusty individual. So, like, of course, like, I'm going to rummage through people's trash. I'm not talking like nasty trash bags with banana peels and bacon grease and what have you. I mean, like, it was like they just had like stuff out at the curb. And, sometimes you see some stuff out at the curb, like, shoot, if they're throwing it out and it's not some nasty, disgusting stuff, like, I might grab it. So I saw this, like, they had all this trash out of the curb. It looked like they had some electronics, they had some furniture, decent stuff. So I'm like, let me take a little peek. Let me stop and take a peek. And I saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre DVD. It wasn't even in a case. It was just a disc. So I grabbed it immediately, got home from my walk, popped it in, watched it. It was super scratched up, so it did skip a couple times, but not in any important parts. Like it was just like little skips, like when people were walking or doing some BS. So yeah, I just like trash picked it like a grimy, crusty dude, which is kind of funny because I think in the next one, in the prequel, Leatherface is like a dumpster baby. So which is kind of funny, and I don't know. It just it fits the vibe. Leatherface is a dumpster baby. It's kind of a crusty, grimy, gritty franchise. So it just kind of fits the vibe. I think it was summer too. Like I'm just out here taking like scratched up Texas Chainsaw DVDs from people's trash. Like it fits with the franchise. So there you go. But yeah, I got home, watched it, and I instantly loved it. Like I was like 20 and I thought it was scary. Like to this day, I still think this movie's scary. It's great. So, yeah, that's my history with the movie, and since then I've watched it like quite a few times. So yeah, this one I have seen quite a bit, and like I said earlier, never gets old. Jeez Louise, I was talking for a long time. It's already like 8 minutes. So I'm gonna get into the get into the actual review here. So I believe I mentioned this earlier. This was directed by the same guy who directed the Friday the 13th remake. Of course, that came out after, but yeah, this was directed by Marcus Nispel. It was his like feature-length movie directorial debut, and it's like a similar vibe. Like I feel like the Friday the 13th remake is very atmospheric. This one is so atmospheric. All the set dressings, the way it was color graded, just like it just had like this creepy atmosphere. The look of the movie was beautiful. It was so suspenseful. Like I'm saying, like this movie is actually scary. Like, can you say that about a lot of slashers, that they're actually scary? Like the characters every character in the family was so creepy. There was a great action. Like I was just at like every time I watch this movie, I'm at the edge of my seat. I've seen it quite a few times, and the movie is that good. And just some random thing too. Like I thought it was kind of funny how they had that like weed angle where they went to Mexico and they picked up all this weed and they have it in a piñata. Like I'm like, because that's like a similar idea to the beginning of the Friday the 13th remake, where it's these kids, they're at Camp Crystal Lake trying to find all this weed and get rich. So I thought I liked that little connection because it's the same director. Maybe Marcus Nispel, this motherfucker stank. But no, I'm just kidding. He probably smells nice. But Marcus Nispel, maybe he's like a big stoner. He adds all these like elements and all his movies where it's just some young people getting like a ton of weed, trying to cash out, but then they die, which is sad. Like I was thinking like for the Friday the 13th remake in 2009, if you're out here like selling crazy weed like that, like pounds on pounds, you could make bank. And then this movie was set in the 70s. Like, yo, if you had a piñata filled with weed back in the 70s, like you were balling. Like you would, goddamn, you'd be living large. Like nowadays, you can't make any money on weed. It's like where I live, it's legal. So it's like it's like going to the grocery store. You just go in and you're like, hello, could I get one pre-roll? Could I get 1 ounce of cookies and cream, whatever? Can I get 1 ounce of sour diesel? This, that. It's like ordering at McDonald's. It's like, you can't make any money. Like, I mean, they tax people crazy, but yeah, you can't make money. But like back in the day, man, if you had a piñata filled with weed, you could be making bank. So like, I mean, it's just a great entrepreneurial spirit of, these kids. They're trying to make it. So I respect it. But yeah, Marcus Nispel absolutely killed it. Like I said, the atmosphere was great. Great action, great suspense. It's like a super solid movie. It's a beautiful movie. Jumping along here, you got to talk about R. Lee Ermey. He was Sheriff Hoyt. He was the best character in the movie in terms of like the villains. Oh my goodness! Like, I mean, people know R. Lee Ermey. He was in like Full Metal Jacket. Like, he's been in a ton of stuff. He's like a seasoned actor, but like, man, like he went nuts in this. He was, oh my goodness, he was so scary. And I heard he just ad-libbed all his dialogue. Like, homeboy freestyled all his dialogue, and it was so good. Like, he had like all the scenes with him were some of the scariest scenes. He was crazy. Like, when we're introduced to him, he's being, so disgusting. Like, he's just wrapping the body up in plastic wrap. He's like talking about, touching the dead bodies. He's like absolutely disgusting. He's creepy. And then they're going to put the body in, the back seat. And, like, he's talking about like, oh, I respect the dead. And then like immediately after, they're like gonna put the body in his back seat, and he's like, no, that's disgusting. Throw that in the trunk. So he's just like right out the gate. He's just like, he's a piece of work, man. He's just like, he's an unsavory individual. And as the movie goes along, like, he just becomes crazier and crazier when he has the one kid reenact, the girl dying. He like makes the kid sit in all her blood and brains, and makes the kid like put the gun in his mouth, and then he's like throwing the kids in the dirt, and just he's so scary. So yeah, I loved his character. He was probably the best, like the best villain in the movie, the scariest villain. His performance was great. And yeah, if he really did just like freestyle all his dialogue, oh my goodness, like he's the man for that one. So yeah, I loved R. Lee Ermey as Sheriff Hoyt. Probably my favorite villain in the movie. So there you go. I want to talk about a couple standout scenes. This is like a blink and you miss it little scene, but for some reason this was really scary to me. So when there's like all the kids are in that area with there's just like all these abandoned cars, because they hear this one car, like the horn is going, and the one guy with the glasses, he sticks his hand into this car, and he's like playing with everyone. He acts like his arm is stuck or like something grabbed his arm, and then he pulls out this jar with the picture of the dead girl and her family. I don't know, for some reason I just thought that was so scary, because it's like at that moment we know it's on, like the characters know, like they're totally effed. You know, like they're like this. They're like they're in it. You know what I mean? Like there's like no escape. Like they're in the killer's domain. These people are the people who killed this girl. Like they flip. Like it's just like that scene like flips the script, and then it's like fight or flight. You know, it's like, okay, like we gotta do something. We gotta get out of here. They go straight into survival mode. So yeah, that little scene I thought was super creepy. Um, Another scene that like has just been ingrained in my brain is when Leatherface is wearing the face of the boyfriend. Like when I first saw that, like freaked me out because it's like a fresh face and it looks so realistic, and then like to think of Jessica Biel's character just seeing like her dead boyfriend's face like that. I don't know, that's like a disturbing sequence. Like that freaked me out, and I feel like that it looks super realistic. Like that mask looks super realistic, and just yeah, it's just like the idea of it, of just seeing your dead boyfriend's face, super creepy, and yeah, that's always that's I mean I can't get that out of my head. Like I'm scarred for life thinking of that scene. Like I have nightmares about it. So I don't actually have nightmares about it, but it's definitely like I definitely can't get rid of the mental picture of that kid's like ripped off face on Leatherface's face. It's just creepy. And then the last little blink and you miss it standout sequence that I want to mention is when Jessica Biel's character is in the camper with the the skinny girl with the short hair and the real big lady. That whole sequence was so creepy. They're trying to get her to sip the tea. You know something's up, and then they're like, "Oh, we don't have a phone." She finds out they do have a phone. Like it's just a little suspicious, and I don't know. Like both of those women, like they're so creepy the way that they act. The real like skinny girl is just super creepy looking, and like once we find out that baby, like the girl's baby is like she stole it and like kidnapped this baby from the family that she killed. I don't know, something about that is like just super creepy to me. You like I don't know, it's like kidnapping. Like you're always scared when you're younger. Like I don't want some creepy people snatching me up. You're like a toddler, you know what I mean? Like you're like, I don't want some stranger danger action going on. Like that was some serious stranger danger stuff. Like this creepy girl who's the creepiest looking girl ever just like stole this baby and is like trying to act like it's her baby. Like I don't know, that always freaked me out. So yeah, those are some standout scenes. Jeez Louise, I'm going long on this. So yeah, last thing I want to talk about is Leatherface. It's a Texas Chainsaw movie. You got to talk about Leatherface. So I really liked his portrayal in this. He's I like in other movies he's like this, like they show like how he's so manipulated and he's so like scared and he's screaming and he's childlike. In this one he's like a little bit scarier. He's still very quiet, and it's not like he's talking. Like maybe he'll grunt here and there. Like of course he's not the mastermind of everything. Like the family, especially Sheriff Hoyt is like pulling the strings, and Leatherface is still kind of the like the puppet, and he still is more of like a simple-minded character. But they didn't like do too much to play it up. Like some of these movies, they gotta play it up so much where he's like screaming every 2 seconds and he's acting like so simple-minded. It's like we get it. Like we get that that's part of his character, but this movie made him scary. Like he was quiet. He was like that loner, kind of like misunderstood, kind of like simple-minded killer, but he was scary. He was like big in this. I like the look of the mask. The mask did look kind of like more just like a rubber mask. It looked more like a Hollywood prop. Like of course you can't beat the mask in like the original movie. Like the original mask, it really looked like just like some actual like leather skin mask. This one did look more like a Hollywood prop, but I still think it looked great. Like the mask looked great, his whole outfit looked great. I liked like the big hulking leather face. For when they made Michael Myers big, I didn't really like it because like he's never been that type of character. But I feel like you can get away with a big leather face. Like it just works. If he's got to hold that big chainsaw, he's been big in all the movies, and if he's got to hold that big chainsaw, like he's got to have some mass going on. He's cultivating mass out here. So yeah, I like the look of Leatherface. I thought he was scary. I thought the kills in this, were pretty decent. They weren't like as gory as I remember or as gory as I would have liked. But definitely compared to some of the earlier ones, this was a lot gorier. You had like a couple recreated kills, like where we got the hammer kill again. You got people getting shoved on hooks. Like one kill that was kind of underwhelming to me was like the kid with glasses. He gets hoisted up on this like chandelier, and then Leatherface, like he's just hanging. Leatherface is there with a chainsaw, and he saws him. Like I feel like you don't see that much, and I don't know if I'm like if I remember this wrong. Like I just saw the movie, but like did Leatherface chainsaw him in the privates? It looked like it to me, but I don't know. I could have like interpreted it wrong, but yeah, that kill, I wish that would have been like gorier. A lot of people, they're kind of just like left to die. Like the one guy gets, like Jessica Biel's character ends up killing him to put him out of his misery. He's just kind of like hanging there for the whole movie. Though I like when we see like that same guy, like we see his leg get sawed off. That was great. Like that was super gory. I love that. So yeah, the kills, I do wish that they were gorier. Like since this is the 2000s, I wish they were like a little bit bloodier, a little bit gorier. But for the story, it made sense that he was just kind of like leaving these victims to bleed out. They were gonna eat them. It made sense for the movie because like overall the movie was so entertaining. Like it wasn't as much about the kills, but at the same time it is a slasher, so you got to talk about the kills. Yeah, so that's really all I got to talk about. Man, I just thought about this right now. Because I was talking about like, oh yeah, they're gonna eat the people. Like I don't even remember a dinner scene in this movie. Like was there a dinner scene? I don't remember. Someone's gotta. I don't know if anyone comments on this. Let me know. But like I don't recall there being a dinner scene. Like I don't even know if they talk too much about cannibalism in this one. Like of course they are cannibals, but I don't remember too much cannibalism talk, and I don't remember a dinner scene. Like was there a dinner scene in this? I don't think there was. I just watched this. I have the worst memory. I'm like so ADD. I'm terrible, but yeah, I don't think there was a dinner scene in this. But yeah, I'm saying a lot. I need to get my verbiage up. I need to learn how to talk real good. But anyways, this is a great movie. Probably my favorite in the entire franchise. It's super solid. Great watch. If you have not seen this, definitely check it out. It's free on Tubi right now. What are you waiting for? Go watch it for the free ball. You got nothing to lose. It's a great movie. It's a great, you gotta, Texas Chainsaw is kind of like the summer vibe. If you haven't seen it, watch it. So yeah, that's been my review. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.